So perfectionism is a topic that I think a lot about lately. I don't know what it is at this stage in my life, but I'm realizing it's actually a pretty significant flaw of mine and a thing that a lot of people struggle with. And the more and more you look into it, the more you realize that it's a big deal. It's something that you really have to give some attention to. Now, perfectionism isn't just doing things very well or having everything having to be perfect. That is a certain way of looking at perfectionism. It also it ties in with procrastination too, but that's just one pocket of perfectionism. But the way I've been looking at perfectionism is a manner of living. So, in Alice Miller's Drama of the Gifted Child, she talks about how a a parent has a very demanding way of treating their child. They have these standards that say they didn't live up to, or they had to be themselves. And in their example of the book, this woman had a child that was very lonely, didn't have any friends in school, and the therapist was like, well, what if you went to a public school? And the mother of the parent was like, no, absolutely not. That is out of the question. And it's like it really didn't consider the child's feelings whatsoever. The reason that the child was doing so poorly at school is because she was lonely. She had these emotional issues. But the mother, she had these standards of living that were just like, it absolutely didn't matter how the child felt. She thought this was the best for the thing because that's how she was, and this is like led down hand to hand. This is how you've got to live. You've got to have this like private schooling, whatever. So what happens here in a situation like this that Alice Miller talks about is when a child is very sensitive and understanding of emotions and the needs of the parents and tries to do really well for the parent in a perfectionist way, a child, they end up, how would you say it? They end up burying their true self. It gets, as they say in the book, that put a key in it, lock it up, throw it in the cellar, and never to be found ever again. And they're just always appeasing what other people need, and they have no true identity whatsoever. And that's a big deal. So perfectionists and perfectionism stems from a parent's disregard to the child's feelings, and the feelings of a child, or the child having such strong sensitive concept and feeling of what the parent wants. And unfortunately, in psychology in general, was a popular thing talking about how parents always raise the kids to be the parents that they've never, or to be the person that they've never been able to be, or they want the kid to be the parent that they never had. So it's this really tangled thing with parents will always mess you up no matter what. There's nothing really they can do right. One way or the other, they're going to destroy your psyche in somehow. But this perfectionism, if you have any perfectionism in your life, it really stems from this intuition of pleasing other people, and in that you stuff down your own feelings and the own desires to meet the needs of the parent or meet the needs of the person, and within this cycle you end up having lost your true self, your own taste in things. You don't know what you want. You follow blindly people that you think are cool, or you think that they know what's going on. For the most part, perfectionism is a sign of a loss of self, a true self. And focusing on that and becoming aware of that is something that is a worthwhile feat, and it takes some really, really deep digging to fix perfectionism because of this. And if you have any kind of perfectionism in you, I highly recommend the book, The Drama of the Gifted Child. And I gotta say, it's like one of the most powerful psychology books that I've ever read. I've read it twice so far. It's a short book. It's a little over 100 pages. 3 hours on an Audible book or something. And I'm telling you, like, this book is really insightful. And, you know, it could be a spark that really sets a course of your life in a way that just really could change who you are forever and hopefully uncover your actual desires in life and your own personality. And when you have that, everything you've always been searching for, like the style, the influence, and everything like that, really, really comes into fruition and becomes alive, and absolutely worth it. All right, so that's it for today, and I'll talk to you later.